Restaurants are starting to use AI for taking drive-thru orders, but it's been slow to catch on in fast food. To discuss this further, we have Jack Tong from NTU Singapore and Dr. Samir El Hajar of NUS Business School. Jack and Dr. El Hajar, what changes have we seen recently in the drive-thru service channel?
Well, since COVID, we can see that people's lifestyle change. They used to stay in these restaurants for dinings, but now, for safety reasons and privacies, they are more likely to use drive-through services. And we can see that this type of high rising demand create a lot of pressures for the operation of these drive-through centers. Now, with the rise of generative AI and large language model, many brands see the potentials of using AI to streamline the operations for the drive-through centers. On the one hand, they can reduce the cost of labor and relocate the human labors to more human interacted personalized experience. On the other hand, we can think that AI technology adoption can scale up and replicate the process to many outlets. However, if we look through the business context, I think brand managers have very mixed attitude. We see that McDonald's recently just ceased the pilot program with IBM for this AI program. But on the other hand, we see Wendy's and the Yum brand, they have the ambitious goal to roll out AI services for the drive-through automations. So I think the brand managers definitely need to dive deeper and take a close look regarding the investment and the return for such AI automation solutions.
I think we have big changes. I mean, drive-through services have become much more efficient and automated over time. Actually, with the acceleration and improvement with AI-driven systems, they are taking the lead now in simplifying the order process. One of the biggest changes here is the focus on reducing errors and speeding up the services. So AI systems nowadays are handling tasks like taking orders, recognizing common items, and even managing the inventory of the restaurants. This definitely will help to have um, more quick process and more accurate one as well. I think this shift will help fast food chains, restaurants in general, to serve more customers in less time and making the overall experience smoother and more efficient for both the restaurant and the customer. And that's why I believe that it's beneficial for both, for the customer and the restaurant at the same time, as we are having more efficient and more simple order process.
And with AI drive-thrus being trialed in the US and Australia, how do you see this technology integrating within Asian markets?
Well, I think Asia market looks very niche regarding these drive-through sectors. So there's a few differences, major differences that make Asia less appealing to the drive-through. First of all, the Asian market, most of the regions are very high density in populations, and most commuters they use public transportation instead of driving their own cars. And on top of that, so the integrated commercial development, making many of these fast food restaurants part of the shopping malls or commercial areas. So commuters or fooders, they can easily access to this branch by walking or by taking the orders delivered. Third, I believe that the scale of this presence, drive-through store presence in Asia is still very minimal, making the investment of the AI technology return looks very marginal. So that's I think the challenges is still here in Asia to widely adopt the AI technologies in the drive-through sectors.
I think it has a great potential in Asian market, but it would need to take into account some regional differences. In parts of Asia, drive-thrus are not as dominant as they are in places like the US or Australia. That's actually for many reasons. One is the density of urban areas and more walk-in delivery or applications-based food services. Nevertheless, I believe that where drive-thrus are common, like in certain Southeast Asian countries like Singapore, AI could be a big hit, given how tech savvy, how fast-paced these markets are. There is definitely room for AI to enhance customer experience, streamline operations, and cater to the large volume of customers that some fast food chains handle in Asia. I would say it depends from a country to another, from a market to another, but definitely where we have drive-thrus that are very common in certain Southeast Asian countries, AI would be a big hit.
So, in terms of improvements for the future, what adjustments are required for AI drive-thrus to evolve in the fast food industry within Asia?
Well, I think one thing that the restaurants might consider is the cost. So the reason for AI adoption is primarily for cost reduction, right? And also to improve the efficiency of the operations. We can see that these type of technologies are high potential for US market or Australian market, where there are many drive-through stores. But in Asia, like a single region, the operation of drive-through centers are still very limited. If the fixed cost of AI adoption is high, the advantage of cost reduction for such technology will be very minimum to spread out in a limited number of drive-through centers in Asia. So I think the restaurants might need to balance between the cost reduction and also the investment for such large and advanced AI technologies.
How about for Dr. El Hajar?
I mean, there are few key adjustments here that are needed. First, the language, the accent recognition systems that should be highly sophisticated to accommodate to the wide variety of languages and dialects across Asian countries. AI systems would also need to handle the unique local menu, right? Items that fast food chains can offer in Asia. Fast food chains try to adapt their menus across Southeast Asian countries. So AI should adjust, should handle this unique local menu as well. Additionally, I think integrating AI with the growing trend of mobile ordering and digital payments in Asia would create a seamless hybrid experience that combines the best of both worlds, offline and online. Finally, I would add that there are some definitely important cultural adjustments that need to ensure that consumers feel comfortable with the technology. Actually, some greetings are different from a country to another. In Malaysia, we have salamat, right? So you need to create more familiar, personalized, friendly experience. It should not be standardized. And talking about culture, I also have to mention the cultural norms around speed and efficiency. Speed is very important, but for some Asian countries, rushing consumers can be seen as rude in some Asian cultures. So AI would need to balance efficiency here with the local experience, with the adaptation and localization of the local experience. So we need to give customers the time they need to place their orders without feeling pressured. And that's actually very important in many markets.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Jack and Dr. El Hajar.
Thank you
Thank you
again.
so much.
Once again, those were Assistant Professor Jack Tong from the Division of Information Technology and Operations Management at Nanyang Business School, NTU, Singapore, and Dr. Samir El Hajar, Senior Lecturer of the Department of Marketing at NUS Business School. For more news, visit qsrmedia.asia.